everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, November 18th through Sunday, November 24th, 2019. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Power Angel Tarot deck by Radley Valentine for your main message for everyone. The special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Messages from the Light meditation deck by Joyce Huntington. Just a reminder, if you haven't already watched the monthly angel card reading for the month of November, please be sure to go onto my YouTube channel to get an overview of the numerological energy for the month, the astrological highlights, messages from our angels and guides. So let's start by looking at your stones of choice for this week's weekly reading. Now, all three of these stones of choice, first of all, they're special intention pendants that I've recently wrapped, but they're all stones that help with a sense of courage and confidence in some way, shape, or form. So I just want to let you know that right off the bat. They're all good for confidence and courage. So let's look at your first special intention pendant of choice. The first one here is a beautiful golden citrine that I've wrapped in gold wire. And the citrine is a stone of the solar plexus chakra. So again, this is our center of willpower, confidence, courage. The citrine is also a great stone for prosperity, abundance, joy, and happiness. Your second stone of choice is this beautiful Mexican agate that I've wrapped in gold wire. So beautiful special intention pendant of Mexican agate. And this one is great for energetic protection. It helps with courage to follow one's path. It helps to repel negative energies. And of course, it relates to the sacral chakra energy, that orange chakra, that chakra just below our belly button that helps with our creative self-expression. And then your last stone of choice. This one looks like citrine as well, but this in fact is golden amber. So we have golden amber, a special intention pendant wrapped in gold wire. And this is also going to relate to the solar plexus chakra, our center of will, confident courage. The amber is a stone that helps to transmute lower vibrational emotions and feelings. So it kind of absorbs and transmutes those disempowering energies that we have going on in our lives. This is also a stone that, again, can bring in this beautiful kind of golden, joyous, vibrant energies into our lives. So again, your stones of choice for this week, we have the citrine, we have the fire agate, and we have the amber. So let's start by talking about the astrological energies for this week. And like last week, there's a fair amount of things going on here. The first thing is that on Monday or Tuesday, the 18th or 19th, depending on what part of the world you're in, Mars, the warrior planet, the planet of energy and action and forward movement, is moving out of the sign of Libra and moving into the sign of Scorpio. Now, we've been in Scorpio season for quite some time. And at one time we had Venus in Scorpio. It's now moved on to Sagittarius. But we have Mercury in Scorpio, and the Sun is still in Scorpio here at the beginning of the week. Mars has been lagging behind a little bit. And in the sign of Libra, the sign of partnerships, of course, Mars wants to take action and move forward in an intense manner. And Libra is about balance and compromise and relationship matters. And so it's been an interesting thing to have Mars, the warrior, in the sign that rules peace and balance. Now it's going to be going into Scorpio. Now, we often think of Mars as the ruling planet of Aries, the sign of Aries, which is in fact true, but at one time in ancient times, in ancient astrology, Mars also ruled the sign of Scorpio. Right now, the modern ruler of Scorpio is Pluto, but before 1930, when we discovered Pluto, astrologers attributed Mars to be the ruling sign of Scorpio. So Scorpio rules that kind of passion and intense energy, and Mars is this kind of intense fast, action-packed sort of planet. So it goes well in this sign. There's going to be an upsurgence here while Mars is in Scorpio for the next few weeks of intense forward movement, or at least a desire or passion to move forward. Scorpio does rule personal resources regarding other people, so other people's money, other people's finances, other people's values. So there could be more activity surrounding money matters with Mars moving into Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio is going to be quite intense. It's actually very base because Scorpio does rule sex and sexuality, and it does rule power and control. And Mars, again, is the warrior planet, and Mars actually also rules that kind of base, passionate, kind of sexual energy. So there's going to be a lot of intense emotional feelings while Mars traverses Scorpio. Now, of course, Monday and Tuesday, when it first moves into Scorpio, we're going to feel that shift from that Libra energy to that Scorpio energy with this particular planet. On Wednesday the 20th, Mercury, the planet of the mind, the mental realm, our thoughts, our ideas, and how we communicate, is also in the sign of Scorpio and will be turning to direct motion at 11 degrees of Scorpio on Wednesday. So it's been slowing down as of last week. Of course, the first couple of days of this week, it's kind of at a stationary point, meaning it's not really moving. It's getting ready to turn from retrograde motion back to direct motion. So there might be a little lull in things regarding communication matters or meetings or networking, correspondence of all types. The ability to kind of create on a mental level or idea level. There could be something here to where, it's not quite the time, so we have to have a little bit of patience as we're waiting for Mercury to go direct at 11 degrees Scorpio on Wednesday. But once it goes direct and it starts picking up speed through the rest of this week and into next week, we have to give it a little time here to pick up speed, then things will sort themselves out on a mental level. Our thoughts will start to maybe balance out or become more clear. Our communications with other people, networking with other people, will start to move forward and be more progressive or profitable or productive is really the word I'm looking for here. On Friday the 22nd, we now start to have this transition of Scorpio to Sagittarius energy. And in fact, we have already had the transition because, as I said, Venus moved from Scorpio into Sagittarius at the beginning of this month or at the end of last month, somewhere around there. Now the Sun is following and moving into Sagittarius. And of course, the Sun is something we pay great attention to. The Sun rules our light, it rules our ego, it rules our personality, how we shine our light, our sense of individuality. And now it's moving out of the depths of Scorpio, that deep, intense water sign, and it's moving into this energetic, fiery, creative, and inspirational sign. So Sagittarius is considered a sign of good luck and expansion and seeing the big picture. And so now again we get to expand our energies, our creative energies, our spiritual energies into bigger and brighter realms, into a more expanded realm of seeing, again, the big picture of things that are going on in our life and feeling maybe more optimistic, as Sagittarius does rule optimism. So we're going to be more optimistic as this Sagittarius energy starts to come into play. On Sunday the 24th, there's two things happening. First is that Venus is connecting with Jupiter. And this is great because Venus is in Sagittarius, Jupiter is in his home sign of Sagittarius. Venus rules relationships, love, finances, and it's considered a benefic planet, meaning beneficial energy. Venus is a very beneficial planet, bringing in blessings. Jupiter is the great benefic. So Jupiter is even greater than Venus when it comes to bringing in blessings of prosperity and abundance. And again, Jupiter is in his home sign, so he's really blessed and lucky here as far as expanding our energies into a more optimistic place. Now, It can go the other way. We've had Jupiter in Sagittarius since last fall. It's getting ready soon to transition out of Sagittarius. But it can also expand our fears and expand our anxieties. But here today on Sunday, the 24th, with Venus and Jupiter coming together, the two planets that bring blessings coming together in the sign of Sagittarius, which is this inspirational, creative, and pretty lucky and optimistic sign itself, this can be a time when great things happen. Magic can happen. Wonderful news can come in. We're learning new things. Our world seems brighter. There could be some sort of financial abundance and prosperity that comes in, or some other blessing that comes into our lives. Now, the other thing that happens on Sunday is that Mars, which again, the beginning of this week, newly went into Scorpio, is opposing Uranus in Taurus. Now, that's kind of a weird energy to have Venus and Jupiter coming together, which feels so positive and uplifting. And it's not that Mars opposing Uranus is a negative, but Mars is in Scorpio. It's that intense energy. And Uranus is that planet of unexpected redirections and changes and things that happen kind of out of the blue or outside of our control sometimes. And they're opposing one another, meaning there's something playing out with other people or with situations and circumstances in our life that might involve other groups of people. And it could involve some sort of money or finances or other types of resources between ourselves and other people, because Mars is in Scorpio, a money sign. Uranus is in Taurus, a money sign. Now, they don't just rule money, but as I said, they rule personal resources, our time, our efforts, our gifts, our talents, our abilities. All of these are personal resources. But again, these are the money signs. So there could be something happening here in that realm. And maybe it's a good redirection. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily negative, but it's probably unexpected, probably something that we're not planning on that kind of comes into play here. And maybe it's a wonderful good thing. Maybe it's a blessing of abundance and prosperity that comes in with Venus connecting with Jupiter and Mars opposing Uranus. Also on Sunday, it's the last day of Venus being in the sign of Sagittarius. So just a heads up, by the time we get to next week's weekly reading, on Monday the 25th, Venus on that day will be leaving Sagittarius and moving into Capricorn. And when a planet is first moving into a sign, as is Mars going into Scorpio on Monday, Tuesday this week, or when it's in the last degree of a sign and getting ready to transition, it brings out the intensity of that particular planet and that particular sign. So here on Sunday the 24th, Venus will be moving from 28 to 29 degrees of Sagittarius, kind of highlighting that Sagittarius energy of freedom with the divine feminine, freedom of movement, freedom within our use of our personal resources, money, finances, because Venus does rule that as well. And then again, as of Monday, we'll have a different energy with that divine feminine planet that we'll talk about next week. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides here. So we turn over the first card. Okay, we have the page of Michael. And it seems to me, if I recall correctly, that last week, in last week's weekly reading, I think the page of Michael came up there as well. It seems very familiar. And the pages are all about messages, communications, thoughts, ideas. You know, it's the mental realm here with the page of Michael, because the Michael suit is the suit of swords. So we're dealing with the mental realm, communications on a mental level that is happening in some way, shape, or form. Now, the message at the top says truthful, perceptive, analytical, and blunt. And the message at the bottom says, an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Review contracts or documents very thoroughly. Now, I feel like, again, just like last week when this card came up, I'm focusing on that last phrase, reviewing documents and contracts thoroughly, because remember, as of Wednesday, the 20th this week, Mercury is moving back to direct motion. So the first half of the week, it's at a standstill. It's at a stationary point. We could miss something here. If we're, talking about contracts or documents, we need to really read carefully through what that is. And the same with communications with other people. If we're in meetings with other people or in communications with other people in business or even outside of business, Listen very carefully to what is being said or not said and reiterate back to them so that there's no misunderstanding, because this can definitely mean that there's misunderstandings that are happening. Now, looking at the image here of this page, flying a kite, in the air. Again, air is how we talk and communicate over the ethers with one another. And this is through the internet too. So any correspondence via the internet, also, you should word things very carefully and make sure that you're clear so there's no misunderstandings. Texting, emailing, sometimes there's misunderstandings based on context or the emotions behind the energies, which people can't see when you're texting and emailing. The clouds in the background, you can see that there's some dark storm clouds there. So again, there could be some challenges with your ideas, your thoughts. There could be challenges with communications with others, but at the same time, there's light peeking through the clouds. So again, find that bit of clarity and bring things to light that maybe need to be brought to light or reiterated so that it's clear. Okay, let's take a look at the next card here as we move on through the week. Whoops. And we have, ooh, I love it, the Ace of Gabriel. This is like the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Fire in the traditional tarot deck. This is like the sun moving into Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a fire sign. It's creative, and this suit of Gabriel is fire. It's creative. The same way, this is a new beginning with the Ace, a new beginning of a way of doing, experiencing, a new beginning on the spiritual realm, a new beginning on the creative realm with yourselves. Let's look at the message on the bottom. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration, the chance to do something amazing, and a sense of wonder. So I like that because it follows that page of Michael, the storm clouds there in the page of Michael, and now we have, even though we do have some clouds in this card too, but we have again this peeking out of the sunshine here. We have more light and maybe a little bit more blue sky than we did before. So the clouds are starting to clear. The lower vibrational energies, emotions, thoughts are starting to clear. We're starting to feel more positive, more inspired, more creative, more happy, more joyous. You can tell that by the way the angel is kind of dancing here. Her wings are outspread. She's getting ready to fly. She's getting ready to rise above. And she's standing on this beautiful ground with beautiful green grass and water in the background. There's a beautiful mountain back there. Majestic spiritual energy and abundant energy. So again, a new beginning of something wonderful and abundant is starting to kind of come in as we move throughout this week. She's almost carrying, it looks like it's really a wand, I'm sure. Just like the fire is the suit of wands, but it looks like a magic wand to me. She's like waving this magic wand in the air, and she's bringing in something magical. There's a magical new energy that's being birthed here with this Ace of Gabriel. All right, that's exciting. Let's look at, now the next card came out as 2 cards, so let's look at the first of those 2 cards. Woohoo! We have another fire card, another Gabriel card, the 6 of Gabriel, and this is a really great card. The 6 of Gabriel, like the 6 of Wands or the 6 of Fire in the traditional tarot, means something wonderful is about to happen or is happening. It sometimes means success in business or creative endeavors. It means that we're being recognized for something that we're putting out in life. We're being recognized for our creative efforts, in other words. Now, the message at the bottom says, congratulations. You've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. And then it says awards, scholarships, or promotions. Awards, scholarships, or promotions is like Venus connecting with Jupiter. There could be some sort of, again, recognition, promotion, raise, financial gift, or other type of blessing or gift that comes into your life. The universe is recognizing you and giving you your due, giving you some sort of blessing. Now, we're all worthy and we're all deserving, but you have to believe that you're worthy and deserving, and you have to call in whatever these blessings are that are wanting to come in. So this is really a wonderful, wonderful card, and a wonderful follow-up card to the Ace of Gabriel. So these probably are the best 2 fire, wand, Gabriel cards in the deck. Let's look at this last card here. Okay, okay, we have the Five of Gabriel. Not as positive as the Ace and the Six. The Five of Gabriel says at the bottom, a challenge that you can resolve. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience with yourself and those around you. Now, I think of, the words that stand out to me are drama and patience. Because of that Mars opposing Uranus, Mars is, again, action oriented. It's like quick, forward, fast action movement. And Uranus is the quick, sudden redirection changes, something out of the blue happening. So I feel like we don't want to have any like reaction energies. If something comes up, we don't want to react without thinking. And Mars opposing Uranus can react without thinking. And it's not just with our words, but with our actions as well. So just have patience and take a little time. And not just have patience with yourself, but I want to say have patience with other people as well. And what was the other word that stood out? It was drama. Mars opposing Uranus. It could be some sort of outburst from someone else or some sort of drama that comes in, which is interesting or even a little strange since we have Venus connecting with Jupiter. Because Venus connecting with Jupiter is such a positive, wonderful aspect of blessings coming in. But remember, Jupiter is a planet of expansion, and it can expand whatever energy it touches. And with Venus and Jupiter both being in the sign of Sagittarius, Sagittarius can be quite mutable, changeable, and all over the board. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's a highly creative and inspirational sign. But sometimes it flits from one thing to another without follow through, and it can get really excitable. Mutable signs can get a little bit overly excitable, and sometimes that can be translated as maybe a little overly dramatic. So whatever this is, I feel like it's a blip on the map, so to speak. It could be a possible, I was going to say positive, it could be a possible challenge, but I don't feel like it's anything too extraordinary or big or too long lasting. So just make sure, as it says, whatever it is, it can be resolved. Whatever it is, it can be worked through. Whatever it is, it can be overcome because of the positive energies of the Ace and Six of Gabriel and all the blessing energies the second half of the week that are starting to come in. So don't dwell on whatever this is about. Just kind of release it, let it go. And this can also, with the Five of Gabriel, just mean that there's a lot of things happening all at once. Maybe it's from whatever positive blessing is coming in, whatever change is happening, whatever redirection is happening. It's like wearing many hats and juggling many situations or many things at the same time, juggling a lot of energies, which sometimes leads to chaos and confusion. And again, it may not be a negative at all. It could just be that it's a confusing, chaotic time with the Five of Fire, the Five of Gabriel. So just make sure that you're doing what you can to stay balanced and in a state of peace. And again, not reacting off of, all of the confusion and excitement, but taking time to take a deep breath, maybe do a meditation and become more clear with the energies before moving forward. All right, so let's take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So the first stone was the citrine. So we're going to give this a little shuffle here, asking for the message for the citrine people. And the one on the bottom is actually calling my attention. Nature. Okay. Now, Sagittarius rules nature. It rules the nature realm. And part of that is because Sagittarius, again, is a fire, mutable sign, and again, it can be a little chaotic. It's, I've met a lot of Sagittarians. My mom and dad actually are both Sagittarius, and their nervous systems are just heightened. They can be heightened from external stimuli and energies. And so nature is a really soothing way to ground yourselves. Not just people that are Sagittarius, but when you're getting, you're in the midst of confusion or chaos or a lot of things going on or what have you, nature can be very soothing and grounding. So there's something this week for you all about getting out into nature, and that could be about clearing your head, rising above and transcending lower vibrational emotions, feelings, or thoughts with the Page of Michael, or it could be to ground and center your energies, as the case with all the fire cards here, that sometimes can just, lead you a little bit out of balance. So I feel like walking out in nature, connecting with the trees, is going to have a wonderful grounding effect. Plus, I'm hearing that it can also inspire your creativity. So with all this creative energy starting to come in with the Sagittarius, it's a great way to inspire you. Nature can be a wonderful kind of meditation to help inspire and give focus and groundedness to that creative energy that's within you. All right, let's take a look at the message for the people that chose the fire agate. I'm giving a little shuffle here for fire agate people. Okay, this card actually keeps drawing my attention here. Family, okay, and we have all these spiritual light beings here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost like our fifth dimensional, higher vibrational, higher soul selves within this family. So what I'm hearing is soul family. This can be our biological family, our genetic family, and something happening within that realm of home and family. But I almost feel like this is spiritual family, spiritual community, getting together with other light workers, networking with light workers, coming together to share a vision with light workers, or those that are here as humanitarians on the planet that want to help and assist other people. So I feel like group work, joining a group, leading a group, networking with a group or a group of people is indicated here. This is your family, seeking out those of like mind that are your spiritual family, especially as we move into this Sagittarius energy, those that you can create with, those that you can inspire with. Is the message that I'm getting here with this card family. All right, and then for those of you that chose the amber, giving this a shuffle. I'm calling in for amber. This one's calling my attention for amber people. Group work. So, boy, we have a lot here going on with groups of like-minded people, group work. This is definitely about networking with other people. I'm feeling almost with this one that this is more about sharing information with others, teaching a class, and it could be a formal class, or it could be just getting together with a few people in a group that you connect with and share, teach, inspire. This one we have, those sitting around almost a campfire here. And there's this spiritual energy coming down to the crown chakras of all of these people's heads. So to me, this is about manifestation, where two or more gather together so you can inspire and create and manifest good things on the planet. So I feel like this is about people coming together with a vision. And whether it's a spiritual vision to create a better world or help the collective in some way, or whether it's a business vision, coming together with people on a business level that will create something positive that can inspire or help or bring health and healing or whatever it is to other people. This is what I'm getting from this. And there's even a Buddha head here in the background here. So definitely as you're kind of connecting on this level in the group, I feel like calling in your angels, guides, ancestors of the light. This is definitely merging with some heavy-duty spiritual energy in a positive way. And even the card before, all those light bodies. Both of these are highly spiritual, and even the nature card, because nature is highly spiritual and inspiring. And you can see here with the nature card even that we have this tree on the left-hand side that's filled with golden leaves, the golden light of the universe here. So all of these cards are very much connected to the universe, higher vibrational energies in different ways. This has more of a feeling of, getting out by yourself to kind of ground and find clarity. And these other two cards are more about connecting with others of like mind and bringing in that higher vibration to inspire and create and do something very positive in life. So I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. I want to thank each and every one of you for your love, for your support, for your wonderful comments, for sharing my videos, subscribing to my channel, for for connecting with me on Facebook under Colleen Lemma and my business page, Sacred Soul Empowerment, and also connecting with me on my website. So thank you all. I send you much love and light and many, many angel blessings.